Alright troops, I'm back in action. Strong and Conditioned has landed back in Burpeesville or Fitnessville or whatever you choose to call it. Now, guys, I had a thought today. A tidbit just struck my mind like a lightning bolt, and it was when I was talking to someone, and it's about fitness as a whole, burpees in particular, because I know that's what you guys relate to. Now, I'm going to give an analogy. Now, we've all watched Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares. And when Gordon Ramsay walks into a restaurant, ask yourself, what is the first thing that Gordon Ramsay does? The first thing that Gordon Ramsay does is he looks at the menu. He takes a look at the menu, and they've always got a big massive A25 cardboard box style menu which has got like 500 dishes on it. And when Gordon Ramsay works his magic, what he does is he breaks it all down. He takes those 500 dishes, which are just causing stress in the kitchen. Can you imagine being a chef in one of those kitchens where you've got different orders flying in from all angles? And he strips it down. He strips down the ingredients. He strips down the meals. So you're left with something like 5 meals in the menu. And that allows the chefs to focus their energies, their craft, their skill on those dishes, which means that when they send those dishes out to the restaurant, they're going to taste good because there's a lot of love, there's a lot of attention placed to those dishes because they are small but focused. And that's how you need to approach your fitness. That's how you need to approach your burpees. Some guys get dazzled by the aesthetic burpees. They see guys doing the 3 pumps, the Navy SEALs, the cycle style, and they want to get involved because that's what attracts eyeballs. But they're not focusing on the basics. They do not focus on the basics. The 6 counts, the 2 pumps, the 4 count, just any burpee. Any burpee needs to be focused on and mastered before you move on to the next. And you've also got to look at it like this. Sometimes you take the kids to the cinema and they do something which is they get a pick and mix. Now, if you're from the UK or Scotland, we know that a pick and mix is a bag and it's full of sweets. And what happens is the kids get excited and they start firing hundreds of fucking sweets into the bag. And what makes it even worse is they fire the heavy sweets in, like the fudge. They fire the fudge in, so they get less sweets, but it's got more weight and it's going to cost more money. And that is also applicable to exercise. You do not want to throw in the heavy shit at the start because the heavy shit is not going to do you any favours. It's going to dissuade you from the craft. It's going to take you away because it's going to be too intimidating. So you need to strip that shit down to the basics. You need to strip it down and you need to build upon the foundation. Now, how do we do that in burpees? Well, we focus on the 6 count. We focus on the push-up. We get these components right until they become second nature before we take the next step to the more advanced burpee, the 8 count, the 2 pump. Because once we've mastered the push-up, once we're getting those high numbers, once we're at the 100, 200 mark, the push-up is locked down. Therefore, we can start multiplying that shit. And we can then start building that base, which allows us to add more variety into the mix. Because we also need that bit of variety to a certain degree to create different stimulus when we perform the burpee. Because the 6 count is only going to give you a certain degree of stimulus over time. Your body is going to adapt to that shit. So guys, do not throw tons of fudge into the pick and mix. Start with the wee sweeties, the wee sweets, the Skittles, the M&Ms, fire one in at a time. Just make sure that scale's not fucking setting off a radar so that you're going to have to pay hundreds of dollars, bucks, pounds, whatever, for some sweeties at the cinema with your kids and getting stressed out. But guys, it's all about keeping it simple. Even when it comes to lifting, you need to keep it simple. You do not need 5,000 fucking exercises in order to make gains. You just need 4 or 5 per body part that you can hone in on. You can apply laser focus and attack that shit. Attack it. Because when there's less things to think about it, then you can attack with vigour, you can attack with laser focus, you can just own that shit. And when things are spread across the board and you're running in 500 different fucking directions, then the game is over. You're never going to make progress. You're just going to be that guy who's constantly chasing his tail. Anyway, guys, first video in a long time. Glad to see you guys. Glad to get it back on. Hopefully we can start building some content, take the channel in a direction, I don't know. But there's a lot of things to be revealed in due course as well, with regards to how I'm training. What am I doing nowadays? That is a different video in the making. Anyway, guys, listen. It's been a while. It's been a while, but I'm back. I'm back. Thanks for staying strong, and thanks for staying conditioned.